Welcome to Spiritual Rockstar Podcast, where world-changing spiritual entrepreneurs come to deeply awaken the power within to bring forth their greatest purpose, to create massive awakened impact for millions of souls around the planet, while enjoying being in tune with all life and real wealth in all aspects of their lives. I'm your host, Daniel John Hanneman. Welcome, everybody. Another Spiritual Rockstar Podcast. We're ready to rock it today. And we're doing the energy scan show today. I have an amazing guest that we're going to be sharing with you. She is very magical and wise, and she's got like all that mystical energy with all the practical energy, and like she does this amazing purpose work and helping people to work out their marketing as well and everything. So you definitely want to learn more about her as we go through the show today and experience the magic of the energy scan. Remember, energy scanning that I'm going to be doing is me tuning in intuitively to her. And as you guys are listening, you're going to be like, oh my God, like that applies to me too, or whatever. And like, you're going to hear the messages you need to hear. Remember, this energy scan show is for you. And it's also going to help you understand more about Marta and how amazing she is. And you'll be getting perhaps some business insights and knowledge and tools along the way as well. So we're looking forward to getting right into it. You've just got to hear the big splash that wants to be made in your consciousness and in your business today. We're going to start in just a moment. Do you want to meditate and make money? Let it be simple. Let it be easy. Let it be fun. Go to yoursacredpurpose.com and get your free Meditate Make Money meditation today. Okay, well, Marta, I'm just so glad to have you here today.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Daniel, for having me. Woo woo! That sounds so exciting. Yeah, let's dive into it.
Yes, absolutely. So I want to go ahead and let people know more about you. So we're going to get started with that. Marta is like I just met Marta just very recently, and she just got one of those energies really is like this activating, like really cool energy that really helps you to perk up, get on the edge of your seat, and be like, I wonder what's going to unfold next here. What is she going to say? So we're going to have fun tuning into her today. Marta Duda is on a mission to drive the growth of meaningful women's businesses. As a unique women brands advisor and creator of business thriving activation, she is helping clients base their businesses on solid foundations made out of their life purpose. What motivates her the most are the words of a leader who once said, "Start with why." As you read those words, Marta empowers women in business worldwide by launching her upcoming new podcast. Behind the scenes, she is also an architect and property investor. She also has one of those furry coworkers, in this case named Lucky, and an ever-growing book collection because she is a self-study master. You know, here in the States, I think a lot of people know about someone like Abraham Lincoln, for an example, like he's like totally like self-educated and everything for the most part. And she's that type. She's just constantly learning and diving into things. So Marta, again, just so glad to have you here. You're infinitely curious and amazing. So we're going to go ahead and start by people getting to know you more directly from what you want to share with people about what you're up to in the world. I love that everything starts with why, this idea everything starts with why. So tell us more about what your nature, this very curious nature you have, and you're so excited to learn all the time. It's just so obvious to me, and how you like to explore people's very nature and helping them, women, with business and understanding who they are and how to, position themselves well with their branding and marketing, everything. I already kind of talking about what you do, but tell us more about what means all that, and what drives you to do the work that you're doing.
That's great. Thank you for having me once again. It's such a pleasure to be with you and share that with your audience. Well, everything started, to be honest, when I just hit a wall in my life. It was a strange burnout when I had the financial freedom, but I was empty inside. When I was an architect and property investor, So my internal work, my inside out journey started. And so this part of my life was huge. It started in 2012, 2013, so some time ago. And it's just amazing looking at this, what happened over the last years. But I would like to also share about this love to education and knowledge. We already shared some of my enlightenment yesterday and today morning, and I just love that. The biggest outcome I've got for us today and for myself as well, because I'm listening to my words constantly, it's that it's just the story is unfolding itself, and it's everything's been already created, and I just love that feeling of surrendering to that concept. It's serving me on an everyday basis. And having said that, even today it was just huge reflection for me when I was crying this morning. And the reason being, I felt that my business is for something, shall I say, big, whatever that means. But the great leaders are saying that, have a mission bigger than you, everything just will sort itself and stuff. And I was a victim of it this morning when we had a chat about human design, Daniel. And believe it or not, but I didn't check my business through the human design perspective. And it looks like it's not only I am the projector and the type of mental, but my business is a reflector. And it was going for some time. I was reluctant to check that because I was just literally afraid of the mission, which is behind my soul calling. So as you can see, I'm still learning. I'm still in the process of knowing my why, which is bigger than what I do on a daily basis. And the interesting stuff you mentioned when we've met some time ago, what challenges do you have? And I'm just thinking, wow, I can chat about finances, marketing, and strategy, but to be honest, as long we are reluctant and avoiding that connection with the mission, with the surrounding to it, and the huge potential which is behind it for us and for others, for the humanity, because my soul is just global, it's just drive by global projects. We will be constantly coming back to this why level. We will be constantly struggling with our business strategy, with our message. So the message and the marketing strategy, the business strategy is very on the surface level. But what I do, and as you can see, it's happening with me as well. So that's very true for me. I'm just digging deeper, which is into the roots. So finding that why this life purpose of the business owner. So that's me.
That's great. That's great because you have then, as I mentioned, the ability then to help them with what you just said too. You can help them then with everything, but from coming from the roots, right? So strategy, marketing, finances, all those things can be those questions actually can be answered more effectively by coming from the roots, which is, who are you? Why? Basically, who are you even more so? I think even, a little bit more than the why. I mean, it still starts from the real deep foundations, and then it's like,
Well,
well,
having said that, you are such an important person in this world, because you are also talking about matching the business with the spiritual side, which is just remarkable. It's so important because sooner or later, once again, even if we are millionaires, this question will knock the door, and soon we will open the door and surrender to it. The more fulfilled we will be in life and business. And yeah, so
Yeah, that's
that's
great.
huge.
That is huge. And so I love that I love that you talked about your projector, and then you see like, well, actually reflector as well. And so for people that is maybe as familiar with human design, I mean, I'll give not even maybe Reader Digest level, but very basic, like, so that basically means that you're, basic things like you're a high level advisor. You can see the 30,000-foot view at the same time, but you can be a down on the ground advisor at the same time. So that's really great. I think the danger of it for some people sometimes is like with projectors, sometimes they're really go-getters. Like they're like, okay, let's go now. Like there's a tension, there's a like, hey, I know better, just listen to me. Like there's that kind of vibe that goes with being a projector for a lot of projectors. And then but what they happens for projectors is the conditioning of like, oh, I'm too much, okay, let me peel it back, let me, like, oh, as if it's okay, I'd love to be able to maybe share something, or like then we almost have to water it way down. They're feeling the strength and power of who you are, and like then we're watering.
Yeah, you know
That's
that
weird too, right? So the
the
projector feels like,
conditioning of it,
right, like yeah,
is huge because in my family, my son and my ex-partner, they were generators. So it was just huge for me to see that I'm just like amplifying their emotions and being open to it. So discovering that the emotions which are literally going through me, just to let me know about the wisdom in the environment, I was just taking that as mine, which was wow, what a discovery. It's just like, cold water on my head. So huge. Yeah, yeah. But
yeah,
it's just to you know that already, but to our lovely audience, it is a process. So be patient. It is not 24-hour fix.
right,
It is a process.
yeah,
By the end of the day, we are like a passenger in this whole process as well. So as soon as we will, um, shall I say, recognize that
mhm,
it's just because we really can't live life. Yeah, let's to be honest.
mhm, mhm.
So it's incredible perspective and such a release because I do remember helping the life live was a huge struggle. I thought I can do something in here, but just having a look into it from a different perspective, it's just amazing. And it's also a huge lesson for me today. I'm listening to the words I'm saying, guys. So just to let you know, it is my weird part of the intuition.
So let's talk about your business. So where are you in your business right now with this wonderful deep dive, work that you do with human design and numerology and all that, like we didn't get into that, but family constellation and all this sorts of stuff that you get into to help people, all these very deep, beautiful things to help people wake up, right? You're helping people wake up to see like, wow, there's a whole nother dimension of life that's just simply unfolding itself through me. I thought it was like on me to make things happen, and it doesn't even work that way. Like that's the kind of awakening you're bringing to people.
Mhm.
So, which is amazing. I mean, like there's so much conditioning that you make it happen and, go, go, go. And what people don't understand is like, yeah, people that are naturally meant to make things happen, it's just more natural to them. And everybody tries to be the manifester, and we're suffering like, oh my God, why isn't it working? This doesn't feel right. But no, make it happen. No pain, no gain. Let's go, let's go.
Yeah, this law of attraction, isn't it? And I was guilty of wanting to be a manifester as well. Even when I was just as a curiosity, I was feeling that some quizzes, I was a manifester.
Mhm.
So yeah, so this conditioning of stop initiating things, and just rather than go to get, share and create a space. It was just incredible how different we are. And obviously, about saying about the business, it was I do remember when I was doing my first conference for women in business, I was just everywhere. I was just like popping out from people's fridges. And yes, I was doing everyday lives. I was a Wheel of Fortune. I was just really, it was, yeah, it was all. And having said that, I know from the perspective that it was just such a no strategy for me when I was burned out and I just couldn't open my laptop for about a month. So I've just disappeared from social media. I was so exhausted doing it.
Right.
I had a fun, it was great, but it was also the time, the balance came, which is just, lie down and just watching to the ceiling and just replenish everything, just relax and have a rest and prepare yourself. So I've noticed that there was something wrong. I was thinking I was ill, really. I was
Mhm.
yeah. So that was huge. But don't get me wrong.
Mhm.
There are so many people out there who are just energy forces,
Mhm.
and they are waiting for us to guide them. So I'm sort of like to guide the energy rather than pop out from people's fridges.
Mhm.
So I'm not the person who has got 10K of followers. I've got like 500, but it's just like a family to me. So it's a
Mhm.
huge difference in being, in kind of influencing the world. And as so long as we will get to know ourselves, it's just changing the perspective. So knowing this persona,
Mhm.
knowing the passenger, it's it was huge for me. And
Yeah.
now I can see also in the business when I'm trying to forcing things, I'm just trying to pop up as my persona, as also I can see the curtain, which is the mind between my persona and my soul.
Mhm.
And there was a time when I was just so associated with my thoughts and um, with this business side, and without reaching into my high self, without reaching into my intuition. Um, so I really can't express what a different that is. And if somebody would like to hit 6 7 8 numbers in their businesses, I had a chance to interview some of the greatest women in businesses, and they are saying, this business journey is most of the time my spiritual and personal quest. And I was just like, what are you saying? It's business, yeah.
Mhm.
And they are saying, no, it's just you are growing as long you are growing inside. So from the inside out. And this authenticity is coming from out of it as well. It's so deep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Go on and on. I'm sure.
Let's have some fun.
It's deep. And for people that we've had a number of people on that are either teach human design or or we've talked about human design again and again. So again, if you haven't got introduced to it yet, you can check it out online. There's different places you can get charts and stuff, and it pulls from your, from your date of birth and all that kind of stuff. So so it's amazing. We're not here to talk really about that necessarily, but or you talk to one of our guests like Marta here to have them go ahead. I'm sure they're happy to take a quick look at your chart or support you in delving into the depth of it all as well. So anyway, so it's a system that basically should, helps you understand like who you are really, and it's very, very highly accurate. So okay, so we'll leave it at that on that piece for today. And then okay, so like getting directly into where you are in a business, it feels like you're so you went out there, you're like, okay, everybody needs to know this stuff, whatever it was you're about, right? I'm gonna be popping out of your fridge. Okay, I love that image. Maybe I've heard it before, but I'm like that's a good image. And to now it's different, so you're honoring your design, you're deconditioning yourself, as we say in the human design world. You're deconditioning and you're getting alignment with your design, and so that's awesome. So it sounds like in that way, coming from that space, you're somewhat or maybe really in a startup more phase of the business still. It's still getting firmed up and formed. So, but yeah, tell me more about that. Maybe I'm inaccurate, in terms of the number of clients you have and things like that, and the way that the business is operating. Tell us something about where you are and then where you want to go with it. Like, are you getting these huge visions? So you can share that with us if you want to, but even where you want to go over like the next, 6 to 12 months. I mean, whatever you want to share about that.
Mhm. Yeah, thank you for the questions. It's huge, so I will do my best just to cut it into pieces. So at the moment, I'm working with my lovely woman clients on a mentorship basis, which is a program. Because and the reason for it to be a program, I used to serve on a session basis, and what I discovered that serving on the session basis, it's only like pointing the things which are not supporting them any longer, or it's good to look after, looked in a further process, shall I say. And that really what I've noticed, it wasn't really supporting them because they knew what's wrong, what's going on, what needs to be, shall I say, fixed. But they were just exactly in the same point when they started with me. So I wasn't really happy with that, but it was my process, just to let you know, it wasn't them. They were just showing me where I've got the holes in my business. So since that time, which was last year, I'm with the clients on a mentorship basis because it's such an individual journey. I'm learning them as well, which is amazing, and guiding them through the process of discovery of their why. Most of the time, those are women owners of small businesses, um, 2 to 3 companies owners, up to 10, 12, 15 people. And it is a time for them when they can't scale the business, when there is a struggle, they don't know really what is going on. And it is a time when they are having quite difficult lifetime, divorce, inheritance, money struggles, family, partnership, children. And it is a point when the soul is showing them to have a look, because it is actually going into their businesses. So the business is showing them that there is something wrong in their life, which is remarkable. So that is look at the moment, and honoring my style of work, honoring my intuition, which is more like a chakra based, throat chakra based, which is speaking. I decided to implement a new serving me more strategy, which is rather than writing and blogging, video and speaking, which is just incredible for me. And the less I know about the session, the better, because this spontaneous soul is coming out from me. And I can serve the audience, feeling the energy on the spot. So that is look like at the moment, and sharing that with the vision. It's just unfolding itself while I'm building the business at the moment as we speak. So recently, no, maybe do it that way. It started when I had a dream, just like Martin Luther King, some time ago. About 2 years ago, I had a dream when I'm supporting and creating the villages for women. And I do remember in that dream that they had a different color skin. So that was a bit of surprise for me when the COVID started a month after. And I was just like, no, just something wrong. I don't know what's going on, but just, weird dreams happens. 6 months after, I was having my first conference for women in business. And I was just sitting in front of the laptop like today. And I was thinking, okay, I will have to invite the audience, the ladies, and say something about why I'm doing it and stuff. And this dream came up and I was crying. I just couldn't stop myself. I was just like, God, it's happening. It is happening. I'm just serving those ladies now. So that was huge for me. So while going through this discovery, I follow that intuition, solving and working with women, which was about a bit selfish, like from the man's perspective, but that was just my mission at that time. So I ran a second conference, and there was something. So that was the second conference. It was when I was ill for over a month. And I said, oh God, it's just not the way the business should be. There is something wrong in the strategy. I was there. So I decided when I decided that I would like to see whatever is happening, I've discovered a mentor. I was always working with her for some time. And there was incredible question she asked me, Marta, are you ready? And I had a choice between staying in my local community, serving Polish people, and the other side, which is my soul urge on a bigger humanity project, supporting the whole globe or even further. It was just turning my language into English and just getting into other countries' cultures, and just go with the process. Do I fit in? Will I be rejected and stuff? That was just huge for my mind was crazy. My mind was crazy. So my body was whole shaking, saying, so yeah, just dive into it. Yeah, we are going there. But my mind was crazy. Oh, it's scary. You never know and stuff. So there was this fight inside of me. Mm-hmm. I follow my body and I said, I don't think I've got a choice in here. It was just like from Matrix, the blue and the red pill. So I took the red pill and I said yes. And I just, you are one of those people I met after saying yes. It was just amazing how wonderful those people are. So yeah, it's just, I've got this feeling inside that I was really afraid of something didn't exist. So it was a future my mind created, really. Mm-hmm. So if you guys are afraid of something, I've noticed it's just happening in the future, and it's not real. It's some kind of like an illusion. Mm-hmm. And that was remarkable. That was incredible. So the proof of that I've just jumped into it. So a couple of weeks ago, we've been together on Wealth Healers Summit as speakers. So, and I've got another invites for next year, and it's just like a thriving for my body and for my business, and it's just amazing platform when we are actually getting to know ourselves and jumping in that ship of intuition and just surrendering to unfolds. And even you asking me, shall we just connect and do a podcast together? And I said, right, I didn't expect that, but yeah. So those small things are just really unfolding, and the right people are really on my path, on our path, and that's remarkable. Just to watch it with your eyes opened, and
Mhm.
and then, so the end of the vision at the moment is that I will meet 12 women,
Mhm.
and I'm just sitting with them by a huge table somewhere in Africa, to be honest. I can see the turquoise color of the tiles on the wall,
Mhm.
and we will be running a global conference to support human beings.
Mhm.
And so that is the end of the story, and it's unfolding itself. I know that will be in Africa. I suspected that it will be Spain, but it is Africa now. So I'm diving into it as we speak. So having said that, because we had a chat about business struggle, and when I do feel I will need some support or a hand, or anything, a good word, it was this huge perspective that I know those women will be just incredible. They will be world famous. I don't know them already, but it's just this limiting belief, limiting feeling that and it's some kind of, I will say, imposter syndrome. We are sometimes asking ourselves, who am I? So I will be talking to those 12 ladies, right? But who am I to talk to them? And it's just like, they are probably bigger than me, but it's about me. And I can hear myself answering the question, by the way. I will be, so they can actually bring whatever they are best at, but there is somebody who's got the vision, and that is apparently my business. And I saw that it's the gate number 2, which is the vision, which I'm lacking from my personal perspective. And I was just couldn't believe my eyes. So I've got that vision, but I didn't know where the connection is. So this vision actually is in the business, but I think that will be huge lesson, my lesson to share with you, Daniel, and the audience, that sometimes we are such a great innovators. We would like to manifest things, like we said, but there is a huge gap between whatever we want to do, like innovate, do the stuff. So between that and between how we will do it. And most of the time we don't know. Most of the time we don't even know how to pronounce it, how to create the message. And in here, I can see our role when we are actually bridging those innovators, light workers, good people, with the business strategy, the marketing side, the messaging, the why. Because from the human design perspective, when we are lacking the gate of the vision, we most of the time struggling to implement, plan, and that's getting really frustrated. So I've noticed that with my clients, when the lady wanted to close 2 companies a couple of months ago, but she rang me last week saying, I'm opening 3rd company. And it was after our consultation. I was just like, hold on, just bear with me.
Yeah.
So that is this, so this vision, and so finding somebody who can actually put this huge innovation, this vision into the business strategy, the planning, help us to put it in the right steps. It is such a relief for us. It's such a relief for our creativity, problem solving, helping the world. I've noticed it's huge. That is why I'm such a fan of getting clear on that why, because like I said, it's just such a basic. So you probably notice, Danny, with your clients when you are they are coming to you saying, I've got that, I went through so many courses, I've had so many mentors, coaches, according to the business strategy, but there is something.
Yeah.
Is this emotional stuff, this not describable, really, this part of the soul, who wants to be seen, and it's just changing the perspective, really. It's making us unique. It's just shining our brightness. It's creating very natural authenticity and uniqueness from whoever we are, and bringing those inside our truth to this marketing and business perspective. And it's getting so much easier to answer the questions. Okay, so why you are doing what you are doing, what would you like to share, what you've got to offer. So this, from this pushy and salesy perspective, we are going to this smooth cooperation, which I'm great fan of.
Yeah, exactly. Relaxing into what's wanting to unfold, sort of vibe, and so you can be whatever, all the different terms we could use, the midwife to allowing that to happen, like, oh, it's okay, like kind of thing, and then also being able to do so many other things to help them in that process. So from that place, then let's actually do some energy scanning so that we can tune into some of the things that are going on, because you mentioned about some energies that come up for you for the idea of the bigness of the vision. So let's tune into what I'm picking up on at all these things. So I'm going to go through your chakras and your energies to take a look at that and see what comes through. Because yeah, again, the main thing is to see what's really going on here, what's really wanting to happen, and then like you said, like, and then it's what really wants to come together to allow these things to unfold on a strategic tactical level. So all right, so what we're going to do is go into energy scan. Are you ready to receive that now, Marta?
Yes, let's dive into it.
All right, here we go. All right.
Would you like me to do anything?
You can just take notes or just be present.
Okay.
We'll take a moment to tune in first, and then we'll go into it. So the first image I'm getting, like for me, this it's just it's for, it could be for you, but it's also for the people you help, I think, too. But like, so you do get the vision, you do get a vision of how things want to happen. So like if it's a product, let's say you had a product, you want to get, like, I'm getting this idea for you. Maybe, I don't know if you've ever had this come to you already yet, but this idea, it feels like something like journals, like you're sending out journals to people or something like that. Maybe it has information in it too, but it has a journaling section. They're interacting with this. I just see it being distributed to a lot of people. So these journals maybe start off with the people, these people you want to help now, but I could see like this is something that catches on, like this thing, and maybe it has to do with human design. Maybe maybe it's just one
Does
piece.
it have something in common? Because I was thinking about starting writing a book yesterday.
Okay. Well, yeah, it could be like a book, but it's got all this journaling energy in it. So I see like you're gonna have them journaling. Now, okay, now it's time for you to journal, and you'd literally
Yeah.
they'd be journaling right in there. Okay, so the upshot of this is that I do see products that want to come through you, and that's one of them. So I get a product energy. So it's I feel like there's a tangible thing that you give people in different various products. It doesn't have to be a huge line, but it's like these various products. So I feel that energy in you, and I feel like again, if you start on a smaller scale with these higher level women, that's perfect. But then I feel that there'll be more people that it wants to get to. So, all right, let me tune in some more from there. Oh, and the follow up on that is you also have a brilliance to see these visions for these women and how they have something that needs to get out, and you'll be able to help them to connect the dots energetically and allowing that to happen. Okay, so when I tune into that crown chakra, um, there is an energy of you being squashed, like being pushed down, like it's almost like the bird trying to pop up out of the nest, and the mother bird's like pushes the head down. No, no, get down. Like as though there's something like you need to be protected or something like that. Like don't be too visible. Don't there's this push down, and then there's a sense of unworthiness that comes from that excited chickling, right? That you're like,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
want to go out and fly. I want to do it. Hey, let's
Let's
go.
go.
You don't think I'm good enough? You don't think I could just do it? Well, my child, you can absolutely do it, but you just need to be here right now. Like, so it's kind of the vibe I get. But there's a huge sense of feeling of in your lifetime and life, probably past lives, I'm sure, like of like um, uh, you're wrong, you got it wrong. Like it's been even showing up as I was scanning your field. Like I've been thinking in this interview, like I didn't interrupt you at some times. I was like, I know it probably wouldn't happen, but I knew there was a risk. Like she might feel like I'm putting her down or telling her she did something wrong, that I'm interrupting her. And so
I'm with you on that. Yeah.
yeah, I feel
Mhm.
that in your field. So you're so it's been, yeah, it's this huge balancing in your energy of like a part of you that at times in life be like, now I'll really show them, like many of us have been like that, including myself. Now I'll really show them what's going on here. It's really gonna manifest and do great things. And then it's like, oh wow, I want to sit this round out. Like it's like if you're down a dance floor. I'm a little kind of worn out. All right, let's get some water. Like gonna be a bit much. So there's definitely that old headstrong energy, but you've really been balancing. So that's great. Maybe move into the maybe a little bit into the third eye energy. Um, there's something around curses, so the fear of curses and protection desired there. So um, yeah, it's like the old ideas of people putting curses on each other and stuff like that. The third eye curse or something. I don't like. So it's like so that's where you'll go very deep into your imagination and live like all these fantasies as a child, let's say, and things like that. And so, but to share all these fantasies, to share all these things, these visions, it's not been felt safe, all that sorts of things. So, but you have these huge visions, and so this is where creating these, maybe, again, writing could be helpful to get these visions, get them out, get them out somewhere where they're
Yeah,
visible.
I'm journaling on my visions because
Yeah.
them are huge and
Yes.
so many of them. Yeah, so thank you.
Yes. You have rich,
I'm
very
doing
rich
something in it.
visioning, imaginary energy, like, so, whole new universes exist, within your imagination. So this is this actually could be a key to some of these high level people, and you being able to understand them. Like, if you were to advise Elon Musk, he's like, well, it's like this. He's, very into the, many aspects, but like into the science or the technical part of it. He's very mechanic, right? But like at the same time, with the visionary aspect, when he gets into that, you'll be like, yeah, and you're missing this piece. Like that's how strong that gift could be for you. Like you don't even need to know about this subject, but you'd be able to tune in and be like, well, also kind of feels like this would needed and that, we need to consider those things. And I see the vision like this. So you're adding into these visions of things, the things you may have no earthly knowledge of, but you would be able to add into the vision and say, oh, I also see this is needed in this energy landscape. And so that's a really great gift. So we definitely want to bring that on stronger and stronger. And then the grounding is really important with all that, right? So without the grounding, you're going to become overwhelmed with your visions and everything, and even for other people, and then you'll be like, oh, just again, I need more rounds out, and it could lead to not good things too on an energetic physical level, potentially. And the throat chakra, yeah, and again, in the past, it's like I could scream loudly from the back seat, but maybe I better not be in the front seat, or something like that. Like it's kind of the feeling I get. So to really be the one, leading does not feel aligned or natural for you. So it's more like to be the voice up in front. You could do it, but like and it might feel good for a little while, but like, it's like you prefer to be more like, hey, listen to me strong, I'm in the back seat here, I can see things that you're not seeing. So that feels pretty good. So that doesn't mean you don't get out and speak, but like I think I like your approach right now, be guided, be directed to what stages you're really meant to speak on, rather than like, oh, put you on 100 stages in the next 10 weeks. And, it's probably, it's never going to probably be a good idea for you, that kind of thing. Like you're probably better to be more on the vibe of selective opportunities. You've already done the, being on a bunch of stages at once, and then just more selective. And because you want to be on the right places to share your wisdom in the world. That seems very important. Only the right circles, not just necessarily all over the place. So and then the heart, let's see, the heart chakra, the throat, heart chakra. Yeah, so I see uh the heart is I see sort of like a golden key, but it's kind of tarnished. So it's like, and so there's definitely concerns, like you can also have a very, very deep feminine energy where you're just like, oh yeah, I'll just like, yeah, just let go of everything. I don't know how to put it, but it's like, oh yeah, just take me, or just I'm fine, or just letting go completely. So that's a beautiful thing. But there's still some energy in the field of people may take advantage of that or run over my energy, um, and then you don't want to run over people's energies. You want to be so respectful for their energy, right? So there's a little bit of confusion there. But like this key, it feels like, what is it? What is it trying to say here? Um, yeah, yeah, the more you deepen in your sacred hearts, you'll find that that is the golden key, I guess, is what they're trying to say. That deepening in the sacred heart and that connection with everything from the sacred heart is kind of where the magic lies there for you. So that's the journey. The sacral chakra, or the power center, so solar plexus. Um, huh, that is interesting. A lot of interesting energy there. So you definitely have that ET sort of energy, like, so you can rapidly manifest, you can rapidly adapt when you need to. Um, you can also, so yeah, you just drop you off on any planet, you'll figure it out. Like kind of vibe I get in the power center, because you can just align your energy with the environment. Like, okay, this is how we are here. All right, there we go. So, but there's definitely a feeling of like, um, so that's a kind of a really a gift. Um, yeah, I mean, I guess you could maybe lose your own sense of it, or your own identity, maybe in the process potentially, but I think you do fairly well with that these days. But but this it feels like when there's a push, when you go to push, you just can't maintain it. So, which is, again, it's not a bad thing, obviously. So, but it's like oh, let's go. It's gone already. Like I don't have any push left. So 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 you increasingly just can't even do that anymore. It's just like, nope, got a full surrender. So I do see that already beginning to operate. There are some there's still some concerns, like you said, like it could be well, like I said earlier, it could be squashed like a bug. It could be, you know, there's some greater power, like a pterodactyl, dinosaur bird gonna come and snatch you, and you'll be just gone. Or King Kong will pick you up and sweep you away, and you'll be lost, or something. Like, just some, like you said, these imaginary fears, is something could just grab you. Well, again, you probably have experienced that before, another journey. So it's like that concern of like things could move so rapidly that I will disappear, but that's exactly what wants to happen. So it's like, okay, great. When I disappear, then that's perfect. Like if I no longer even believe I exist anymore, great, perfect. Like that would be a dream come true. So to look at it that way, because your energy, there's an energy inside you that actually does want to move really fast. And what you're struggling with a little bit right now still is letting that full like surrender to that. And then once there's a full surrender, it's like, wow, things are, and things are happening quickly at the same time. It just it's so amazing. I don't know how to explain it in words. So in the sacral chakra, you got the childlike wonder state is incredible. You're always like, yeah, like, whoa, what's next? Wow, I can't imagine. That's going to be so great. Like, it actually keeps you in a very positive energy often. Now, there's always the retrograde energy, right? I can't bear anything. Everything's devastating. It reminds me of, my daughter the other night. She was just in a retrograde state. Really, she's super positive all the time, and she hit a retrograde sometimes, right? And it's like, oh, I can't bear anything. I'm worthless. Or even, you could even go to those levels, like just like this absurd, like from someone like on my side of this, looking at you like, oh, that's absurd, right? But like you're like, oh no, now I'm worthless. It's horrible. And maybe not as much now, but like I'm saying, like see that old pattern in there, and devastation. So yeah, I think there are concerns around the power of not only creation, really, but like also the power of destruction. So, because part of what you're here is to be that Shiva energy, like, okay, no more of this. You're like what do they call it? Grim Reaper, right? So like, death here, like. Reminds me of my acupuncturist. The first time I went in, she put a needle right in my third eye, and she says, "Death." I'm like, "Oh, nice to meet you." It's like, oh, it's one of the
Oh
first
my.
things that she does with me, right? Death. Okay. So for you do the same thing in your own way. It's like, hello, Yes, there will be death here, but part of you doesn't like that. Like part of you wants, no, it's life, and let's keep party going, let's have some fun, but you have to remember, part of your job, part of your purpose is no death, and that's the liberation that you're looking for, other people are looking for, is the ending of this old weird energy where we're just really smiling while we're sensing that we're going to get our ass kicked or something, right? So which turns into the people pleasing and just
Yeah.
smiling when you're not wanting to smile or whatever, things like that. So okay, so we got that, we got the root chakra. That's an interesting one. So um uh, definitely you okay, I see this almost every single star seed type of person. Part of you totally wants to go back up into the higher realms, into the stars, but go back home where you came from. There's always that longing, it seems like almost every star seed. And so you definitely see that in you too. But you're curious enough, so that keeps the root kind of firmer, and you got your intentions that are clear, that you're at a soul level, you don't even need to know them in your head, they're already in the ground. So you're like, I'm supposed to be here, but I want to go, I want to go, I want to go back, I want to go to the higher levels of energy and everything. So it's kind of a little back and forth. So sometimes you might feel like you're trying to, when you're get contracted, trying to hold everything together, like this hold it together thing, because you literally, part of you just wants to kind of pop out, a little bit. So I could love to just go on every level. So yeah, as it relates to the business stuff that you talked about, I feel like for a lot of people, like the grounding is going to be huge. So really, for star states, I always say, think about things like hugging the earth every day, things like that. Like just really get into the earth as much as possible, because that part that wants to keep jumping out, like um, is keeping you from really manifesting what you're here to manifest. It keeps it kind of away from you. So so it's like, no, I want to really be here, really anchoring that energy, and then it helps you to receive on being more able to receive on a physical level for your gifts. Not like, okay, I got smart, I use my magic to do all this stuff in career and work hard or whatever. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like using you being who you are and thriving, letting that be welcoming huge abundance, more that wants to come in there. So letting that come in happens through the grounding as well. And so yeah, I don't know, there's lots we could get into, but we're here just to kind of give you some things today on the show, and I'm happy to hear your feedback and your thoughts and reflections. I know not every single word necessarily always resonates, but I love to hear what you got to say.
Yes, thank you for that. That was very sensational. I felt most of the time like in my belly area. So the first approach was like very gentle, like a warmish warm touch. But then the second one was like, yeah, was bigger, and I felt this energy going like up and down. So it was just like from the center. Uh, well, what can I say? There is lots of things I'm really connected with. So just to let you guys, we didn't really talk before about most of the things, about a lot of things I didn't mention to Daniel. But yeah, that's huge. Definitely some of them. The throat chakra, I will say it's waking up as we speak. My podcast and the public speaking a bit was definitely huge for me.
Mhm.
So for those who's got the speaking abilities, it's yeah, it's huge perspective to wake up the orders. That's for sure. Well, the visions, the baby visions, it's all about my childhood, really. I was running out into this space, and I've recently came back to it because those visions are just from there. So as you can see, that hasn't been learned. I didn't make anything to it. I've just make a space for it to come back to me. So I will say lots of things from the childhood are coming back, which I really do recommend. I do remember when I was a little, and I was recording some radio interviews with my cousin that time. So it's coming back now, which is incredible. It's just incredible. Um, Lots of things I can connect to, just like others probably. There was a time when I said, "Oh my goodness, it's not my place," and there are wars around each corner. I can't really stand whatever is the media is showing up to us, and it was so huge for me. So definitely, but it's a way of changing that. The grounding bit is it's huge for me. The trees are my best friends. I love them. I do remember when I've received a first message from them, and they've told me something like, "You are back home," and that was huge for me. So yeah, that's for sure, definitely. Um, my business is grounding me, and just to let you guys also, I've noticed that when we are too long somewhere in the cloud, um, and the things which are very material, which is business, family, health, is just showing us that we are just too long over there and there is no balance. So it is just grounding us. So whatever is really happening and we don't like it and questioning why, um, most of the time is when we've just forget about grounding and it's just good over there. Yeah, let's be honest.
Right,
We
right.
know that. We know that from previous lives. It's our soul and stuff. So it's just, but we are in here to support the world and others. So let's stay in here a bit longer, do some good things.
Mhm.
And yeah, that was incredible. Thank you for that, Daniel. You've reminded me about a lot of things. Um, Amazing. Thank you.
That's awesome. So yeah, there's this equilibrium that you get connected to within the field, and this is trans. It's almost like, yeah, it's a transmission that you're connected with, and so living from that transmission is sort of the invitation. It's like, oh, everything's just flowing. It's like this divine circuitry is just happening, and as long, and this is true for everybody listening, as long as our minds don't jump in there and say, "Oh my God, I think that,"
Yeah.
that's where the suffering comes every single time. Think about it. Like all the headlines in the news, like over the last, I don't know, pick a period of 20 years. Even the last 1 or 2 years. Look at where you are now. Some of you have been,
Yeah.
deeply affected directly by what's going on in the world, right? But most of us, yes and no, right? I mean, really, has it been that, otherworldly thing? Yeah, not on a physical level necessarily for most of you, maybe on an energetic level, yeah, because we are feeling as empaths, we feel all this energy going on, not just through, even if we all turn off the news, like that does help, it does help to
Yeah.
minimize or turn it off, but also we're still picking up on so much energy that's just in
Mm.
flux, as we always have. But there are times when it just seems like it's just extra intense these days. So someone like you, Mara, you've got this equilibrium. You're like, yeah, but it's all, we're all this part of this divine circuitry. Everything's just as perfect as it always has been. You're connected to that. And that's something you can bring to people. You can, as you remind yourself, you're reminding everybody else, right? We teach what it is, what we need to keep reminding her,
Oh, so true. So
right?
true. Thank you. That's a great. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah.
So as we're beginning to wrap up for today, I mean, again, this, like I said, like I told you, like, and I tell my guests, like, every show is different. Sometimes we get into what's your program? Yeah, how's that going to work? And blah blah blah. And what's the marketing strategy? Every this time is more energetic, more just going through the chakras and all that stuff. Every show is different, and so it makes it fun for, I think, me and this guest and the audience, is that everyone is unique, and so I'm grateful to have shared what's come through today, and for all that you've shared today, Marta, and your willingness for this process to unfold today. So this has been wonderful.
It was a pleasure. Thank you for having me, Daniel, and all the best for you and for your audience. Thank you for having me once again.
Yeah, and before we hop off here in a little bit, we do want to make sure that people are able to contact you. So we're going to put some links in the show notes, but where can people contact you if they want to follow up with you?
So my internet house, it's my website, which is martaduda.com. That is the space when you can read a bit more about me from the business side. And there is also my contact details. Reach out to me if you've got any questions. There is also a tab when actually you will see the invitations for any upcoming business, aka spiritual events. Daniel, it's one of the speakers. Definitely, I bet he will. So yeah, there is lots of things. But if you will find me on social media under the same name, Marta Duda, or LinkedIn, I will love to connect with you.
Awesome. People want to check me out, so you can go to yoursacredpurpose.com, and there's a Rock Your Sacred Purpose energy scan consultation available there. So you do need to apply for it. So go check that out if you like to get your own energy scan. They're, like I said, they're all kind of different. They're definitely different when we do them privately, but this kind of gives you an idea of the sort of thing it is. And then there's also free meditation there to meditate and make money. Who else? Why do it any other way? Right? Right? I mean, let's start there at least. So check that out. Open up your energy, your chakras, get your guidance for the day, and get that energy pinging that allows you to just let it happen, let it in, right? And then the last thing is, you can join me on Rock Your Sacred Purpose Facebook group on Mondays at 3 p.m. Central, where I give wisdom to help you with awakened sales, and also do channeling and energy scans for you guys right there on the spot. So, and more. So check that out at Rock Your Sacred Purpose on Facebook. All right. So as we're wrapping up, I always like to give my guests the last word on for the show. So any last words, Marta?
Yes, thank you. I will definitely join that Facebook group. Thanks you for sharing that. I didn't know that. You've got your secrets as well. Well, what I would like to say, it's if you would like to scale, grow, and I bet you want, you would like to do it, even just to start your project, business, change your career. The fulfillment will come when you know why you are here, and that's a journey. But the sooner you will start it, the more fulfilled you will become. Thank you.
Sure thing. All right. Thank you, Marta. Okay. Definitely follow up with Marta if you're feeling that desire, that calling. She will take you to places you've never been before, help you to take your financial, physical level as well. That takes care of itself in the process to scale to the next level. So, all right, everybody. So as I always say, keep on tuning in, and we'll keep on rocking here, Spiritual Rockstar Podcast. Till next time, everyone. Goodbye for now. Listening to Spiritual Rockstar Podcast. Stay tuned for our next upcoming new episodes each Saturday. Please be sure to subscribe, rate, and review to help us to serve you best. As a reminder, you can get your free Meditate and Make Money meditation at www.yoursacredpurpose.com to rock your sacred purpose. Goodbye for now, everybody.